Hey everybody, welcome to HIT.OR.DIE podcast episode 70. We're here with your hosts Jake Saldati and Chad Rothford, and our guest today is big time big leaguer Matt Garza out of Washington Union and Fresno State. Thanks for joining the show.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Real quick, go to YouTube and subscribe. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So let us know how we're doing and what you like, and keep sharing and liking. And again, it's just for you guys, trying to get the best info out for you guys, the parents and players, of how to get to the next level and what it takes. So getting back into it.
This is definitely one you'd probably want to listen to.
Yeah, you probably want to listen to it. Matt was Washington Union grad 2002, went to Fresno State, drafted in the first round by the Twins at your junior year, and then you're only in the minors for just they say a cup of coffee in the big leagues, but you pretty much had a cup of coffee in the minor leagues. Got up to the Twins, and then you played with the Rays, the Cubs, the Rangers, and finished your career with the Brewers. So let's get right into Washington Union, small school, big arm. Your decision on Fresno State, we were talking about it. We had to stop you we need to get the story. So just go through that transition.
I appreciate it again, guys, for having me. It's sorry it took so long.
No, you're good. You're here.
Picking Fresno State, it was a really windy road. I had two coaching changes and was out of a scholarship, at the end of my senior season when I committed a month prior. Coach Bennett was retiring. Then they would hire Batesville into May. Coach Price from San Luis Obispo was offered the head coach job at Kansas, so he took it right after I accepted their scholarship when I lost my scholarship at Fresno State. So after I graduated, I ended up going to go play some amateur ball in San Luis Obispo under the advisement from a draft coordinator, and just to try to get a scholarship. And luckily Batesville showed up for a weekend, and I guess he liked what I saw. I didn't like what I did, but but he called me and offered me a chance to play here at home. So it was don't ask, just take it and run type of opportunity. So I was real excited, and 2 days later we had our firstborn.
And go into obviously we all have kids now, but being an 18-year-old kid having a baby, I was 30. That's almost the best day of your life, is having your kid, where you get to hold them and stuff. And a kid holding a kid, just how was that for you?
It was scary, but I knew I had to be strong. I was a kid holding the kid. Well, I had to be a man protecting the kid, and so my purpose was more driven. My focus was a lot more locked in. I really kind of put myself into being the best ball player, to be the best dad, to provide the best opportunities. My mentality was, you're not going to take food off my plate. I'm going to beat someone every day. I'm feeding three. I'm fighting. I'm winning. I'm going to do what I got to do. If it means showing up at 5, if it means showing up at 3, if it means staying till 2, it's whatever it took. And that's when I train with guys and work out with guys and talk to ball players, it's always about, what's it like? Like, if you don't really love this, if this isn't a passion, if you're not behind this besides just the glitz and glamour, it's not. Don't put everything into it, because that's what it's going to take. It takes endless nights. It takes countless hours of video, full days in the gym, and then rehab's even worse when you do get injured, because it is going to happen. So like it was something I was passionate about, talented in, blessed with a great arm, and blessed with an even bigger purpose, even bigger motivator. So it was for me, it was more of a blessing than a burden to be a father as a 18. I'm not saying go out and do it, anybody.
Was there ever a moment where like you thought about stopping?
Yeah.
Because we talked earlier. Like that's I've had a couple kids and players in the past that had some tools that could have played Division I baseball and became dads and chose to stop. I mean, were those moments in there where that happened?
Yeah, I was. I remember to the day I was a freshman in college. It was the middle of my year, and I had like a 14 ERA. I just faced Rice, #1 team in the country. It was the 5th inning, and I didn't get one out. I came in relief. I just came to start the inning. I didn't get one out. I gave up 6 runs. I mean, my whole, like, it just felt like everything, like whew, college, being a dad, juggling everything else, just complete breakdown. And I looked at him. I said, dude, I can't do this. I said, it's too much for me. I can't do it. I got to just focus on what's going to get me the longer pay to put food on the table, and it was school. I knew that. I knew baseball is short-lived, and the high percentages of being taken where you need to be taken or want to be taken, even smaller percentages to get to the big leagues. And I knew my highest percentage to succeed and to be the best I can be was to get a degree. And I didn't even go out to my wife. She's my girl at the time, my wife now. She was waiting with my son and just waiting for me. I went up to the office and, I sat there for 2 hours. Just, I don't want this anymore. I go out there and, and I see Matthew just light up, just, smiling, playing. And that's when I knew that's what I'm playing for. I wanted to not, I didn't want to see another ball, another glove, I didn't want to see anything. To me, I wasn't good enough anymore. I reached my peak. I'd done this and keep getting my face bashed in, and and it sucked. It was like one of the lowest points of my career. I've been injured multiple times. It was that point where I doubted myself, and for a split second, that it was like, I don't want this. And I said, I'm blessed to have my wife have the patience she has, because somebody else could have been, and I couldn't be where I'm at right now. Just seeing my son, the way he was reacting, no matter how I did out there, it really taught me how to compartmentalize, and it's not that serious. You get another chance tomorrow. Kind
of puts it all in perspective, and you're not focused on the results so much anymore. It kind of takes care of itself.
Yeah, you just that's where it taught me, just put in the work, the process, and I did. I fully bought in, and he told me when I got there, Montez, that it was going to be slow. I had a great arm, but everything else was terrible. And it was, but it worked. I came out of high school throwing 94. Freshman of college, I was 88 to 91. And it was just fixing everything up. And I left, topping 97, 98. So it was, like I said, it was just put your head down, and it really let me know what my purpose was and what my drive was after that day. It was, whew. I said, I can tell you how many steps it took. That's how bad it was that day.
Looking back now too, does there moments where you like Batesville, like that, going through that program and being D1 and prepared you for what you were about to get into going into your junior year and having some success and getting into the professional baseball?
I think just all the life experiences, summer ball, jumping from teams to team, playing guys from different areas, being able to adapt with guys from different areas and still succeed. College, bunking with guys and being an adult, going to being on time and being held accountable for your own mistakes and your teammates' mistakes. I advise all high school kids, go to college. Go to college. Those 3 years are more important developing in that type of situation, unless you're those Mike Trouts or Kershaws or those guys, But I think those 3 years were really transformative of me being able to shoulder the load of the minor leagues. If I would have went to pro ball out of high school,
and you have that breakdown.
I crumble.
Yeah, you never get back up from that. That's
Took
true.
me half a season to break down, So, but yeah, it helps you get stronger, not just physically, but mentally. Helps you prepare for what you're about to do, and it's rough. It's real rough.
You were talking about city almost was an option. You guys were here in city.
Yeah, but I mean, Good thing he didn't. He would have had fun at City, but he probably wouldn't have, been able to. The work ethic probably would have been better at Fresno State like it was than at City. We just we're a bunch of party animals. But let's fast forward to your junior year and dude, first round draft picks, unreal. Just that feeling of, did you kind of know you're probably slotted in a certain area, and then just getting that, just seeing your name called and the emotion of where you were freshman year to now as a junior getting drafted in the first round. And I know I can just see your dad right now.
Yeah.
I know
He was. We all had to play like it wasn't. It was just another day. Parents both went to work. We were sitting second and third round, and then we got some late night calls about compensation A, and then 30-31 pre-draft deals. And I just told my agent, I said, man, I played it this far. Just let it roll out, man. If someone takes me there, great. If not, I'm just asking for a slot and let's go. I'm not begging for more. I'm just give me a shot. So it was, I didn't sit in front of a computer. I had to wake my son up to go out. Hey, you got to keep me occupied. Let's go. My buddies, a couple of my college buddies came over, and my brother, they were all on our dial-up.
Yeah, it's different. It's different now.
Yeah, I mean, it's pick number 20 and 27. We're all one. So you're like, what? So it was pretty cool, man. It was, it was a great day in my life. It was like, yes, it was like all the hard work. It arrived. The process it's on to the next phase. Now let's go. Let's go show the world what you can do. And I was really blessed that the Twins just took that chance. And even the scout called me and said, dude, they for sure told me third round. He said, I was shocked. And a couple years later, I found out he's like the, right below the assistant GM for the Rangers. So he called me when I played over there and said, dude, thanks for making me look great. But yeah, it was, I was just a shot in the dark, man. You look at my college years, freshman year, I was awful. Sophomore year, I showed some glimpses at the end, starting from transitioning from the closer role. And then my junior year, I really just blossomed. I didn't have a care in the world anymore. I said, this is it. No, the work's been put in. It's time to go. Let's go. Stop, trying to figure it out. Let's just go play. And I think that really helped me loosen up. And a lot of that came from my time with the Santa Barbara Foresters. They really, the coach down there, Bill Pintar, really taught me how to pitch with aggressiveness, but on the backside be as cool as the other side of the pillow. Like that guy's the coolest 80-plus-year-old dude I know, man. He still rocking too, but it was one of the coolest days that you got to see the pieces coming together.
And then we go right into, talk about minor leagues. You're there for you did short season and then finished in low A, and then you start in high A, double A, triple A, and then you get called up to the big leagues. So for a minor leaguer, you're maybe 2.5 months in. Go through your call up, and did you see it coming? Was there factors? Just
I was complete shock. I was I was spring training. I was sent to high A in Fort Myers. Through well there, I was like 7-1 with 60 some strikeouts in 8 games. So my reps were like, we need to get you out of here. So they pushed the buttons and forced their hand. And then, they got me to double A, and double A game, my first start, the GM flies in, Terry Ryan, and all the oh man, the GM, Brass is here. Oh, to see this guy, So they're hyping it up, and he just Terry Ryan comes to me right before the start, and it rarely happens. He goes, hey, double A's a lot different. They can hit the fastball. I said, oh, okay. So I went out. So, and, because that's what I do in high A was I just blew the heater by and, mixed in a wrinkle. And I got up there and why change? Pop, 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 pop. Do 8 innings, 12 punches, 1 hit, a walk. And, me being a 20-year-old a-hole, I see him after the game and say, yeah, they really handled the fastball well. So I I got a chuckle from him, but I know it was like this mother.
Luckily, you weren't like a 30th round draft.
Yeah.
You'd had a plane flight back. To
Yeah, that's what I picked him. I said, "Oh man, that was the GM." Just caught up in that emotion, and back then it was you had to, it's business, so you just had to keep it. Hey, thanks, man. And like, locker because the guys would, oh man, get all feelings hurt.
Yeah.
But then AAA, it was after the All-Star game. I just got in. I was unpacking my bag for that game. They weren't going to let us, me, Denard, Glenn Perkins, and Felix Molina play because we just got in from the AA All-Star game. And we were like, so we suited up. And right before the game, two guys got called up to the big. So it was, So a couple guys didn't unpack because they heard like a move was being made. So, they say, they called in one guy and everybody knew he was going. Those guys, like, oh, yeah, he's going.
Yeah.
And then I got called in. I'm like, I've been here for six starts. What are you talking about? Okay. I just thought it was because the pitching coach called me, the manager did.
Yeah.
So last time it was the manager called me and both times from rookie ball to low A. So the pitching coach calls me. I'm like, we're just going over my bullpen, So because I had a bullpen the next day, or that day, and I go, hey, what time, Luke? And that way he's like, no, the manager's in there. Rico sit me down. So it's a pleasure having you here. We got 2 new guys coming, so we got to send you to Rochester. I'm like, you sure? There's other guys who haven't unpacked yet. And they're like, yeah, it's boss has called and said, here you go. So I took off, and 6 starts later, I one hit the top offense in the IL, Charlotte for 9 at 228 pitches, and Jim Rance, the field coordinator, was there, and Tom Kelly. And I remember that because after the game, Tom Kelly said, you might need to throw a little more breaking balls. They threw 125 fastballs that game. And I gave up 1 hit in the 9th. So I just, oh, yes, sir. It's TK, the whole thing. Yes, sir. Go to my locker, like, watch the game? Like, I just mowed these guys down. Throw more. Okay, but again, just take a shake hand. And then we fly to Durham, or bus ride to Durham, because our managers hated flying. So whenever we can bus ride, they were in, and it was everywhere in the IL. So went to Durham, and I had a crap game. 5 innings, 5 runs. They let me throw 75 pitches. And the manager pulls me out. I'm like, I just threw 130, now 7. What? It's like, they want to give me crap about your pitch number. They can eat this. And sat me down and said, go pack your damn bags. That's what he told me. I'm like, dude, I just asked for like 15 more. Like, pack my
That's
bags.
it, huh?
Yeah, so I go in, and he says, no, he's like, hey, appreciate all your hard work, this and that. You got to pack your stuff, but you got a flight to to Detroit. Oh no, he said you gotta do something. So he kind of gave it away, but he wasn't supposed to tell me because the GM was going to tell me that night. So we get in super late, and I'm going back to my room and about miss a bunch of calls, hanging out with some of the guys, eating some late food, and I'm like scrambling, and here comes a call like 2-3 in the morning. So I'm calling back. Like, it's like 44 missed Minnesota numbers. I'm like, they're not going to call me at 1 in the morning, right? No, he's not going to be at. Hello? This is Mr. Ryan. I'm like, Mr. Terry Ryan? Yeah. Is everything okay? He's like, yeah, Matt, you're playing. We got you on a flight tomorrow at 6:45. Your cab leaves in 3 hours. Go get him. Is this a joke? No, I'm like, he's like, my room number's this. You need to come pick up these tickets. I'll be over there right now. Walked out,
So he was at your guys'
Yeah, I didn't even know. Yeah, so he hands me my tickets, and I get back to my room, call home, and they're awake, and say, hey, I'm, going here, and my wife drops the phone, and my son picks it up, and I said, hey, son, Matthew, I'm going to Minnesota. And he drops the phone, yells there, I'm going to Minnesota. So it was pretty dope. It was real quick, man, but it was one heck of a ride.
How was that? Just, your son, that probably had to bring you some tears. You know how happy your son was, and just for you to be like, I did it.
Yeah.
I'm doing, this is who I'm doing it for, your son and your wife. And then it's finally here.
Yeah. I got to Detroit, and you don't sleep any. You just bright-eyed, taking everything in, and tried to play catch that day. Couldn't even see baseball, and it was just, man, calling, hey, it just felt like a little kid again. He was like, oh man, So when I saw him in Minnesota, it was just so much energy, so much, intensity. I'm finally. And when the first start came, I thought I could, overcome the nerves. But when they roared right before first pitch, that's everything full. Felt like was it Goku going Super Saiyan, just flamed up, man. Just boom. I was like, dang. But yeah, it was. And he was up in the stands, and I didn't care how I cared how I did that night. But when it was over, I was pumped that he could see it and enjoy it, and I know he was there, and it came to fruition. Now I need to prove that I belong here.
Yeah,
and it's out of the way now. I got to prove that I belong here. But it was a blast, man.
So I heard we were talking about this earlier. I heard a story that normally a veteran big leaguer buys you your first suit or whatever, and I heard a story that you got a hard time about the suit situation because of how quickly you got up to the big leagues. So if you want to,
yeah, it was Torrey Hunter was telling one of the pitchers, hey, in the locker room, hey, who's gonna get this rookie a suit? Because when I got called up, I didn't, that year I didn't prepare. I didn't go buy collars and pants. The highest I'm gonna get is AA, and if rosters expand, I may go to AAA. So I had the polos and one pair of khakis, the minor league necessity, right? So we get to Detroit, and the first thing I do is I got to find a mall. So I find this mall, I just go buy whatever is on sale and clearance racks, get something to, appropriate. So I'm walking in there with shorts and a collared shirt like you do in minor league city, and Mike Redmond's in his shorts and his collared shirt, and hey, I get to the clubhouse, and he's wearing me out because I'm wearing shorts and a collared shirt in the mall. And I'm like, but he said, hey, I got 10 years. I could go in swim trunks if I want. So that's when Torrey said, hey, none of you guys took this rookie to go get a new suit. And they all looked at each other like, what? And Redmond goes, F that guy. He makes more than I do this year. And he goes, he's still getting his second installment. And then Redmond looks at me and goes, I said, I get it in 2 days. He goes, yeah, I told you. So it was, but those guys are a blast. It was a great group to break in with. They really made you feel a part of it. Nobody really ostracized you, or there was rookie, rookie stuff you did, but it wasn't like, oh, go do this or do anything insane. It was awesome.
Was there a vet pitcher that kind of took you under their wing?
They all did. They all do their, in their own ways. And, me, talking and picking his brain was Radke. Brett Radke he was always willing to talk, pitching, grips, whatever. He just was real chill, real cool. And he put it to a way where anybody can understand, which was real awesome. Santana was, he was more just follow me. His work ethic is amazing. Him and Carlos Silva, when I played with them, their work ethic was amazing. Santana's just a monster. He was, cycling 10, 12 miles to the park, then jumping on an hour spin, and then getting that guy. That's why we follow him. It had 2 Cy Youngs. Who are you going to question the guy? And then he comes back after 2 years of shoulder injuries and throws a no-hitter. So that's the type of work ethic we were able to follow. And then it was me and Lariano and Bonser, us 3 hanging out together. And, us 3 really jumped on their bandwagon. We picked Radke's brain and talked to Santana and Silva when we're all conditioning and stuff. So it was, like I say, it was a great group. And the relievers were even better because they'd come and say, hey, let's work on this during this time. Or, You know, because they knew that like, if we get them to the 7th or 8th, you know, we get this night off. But yeah, but yeah, it was, and that's where you start seeing everybody's working for the same reason. It's nobody's trying to out to get you, and those thoughts of that guy that wants he wants your job, but he also wants to win. So it was really cool organization and being real. I'm real grateful for them.
And then you got traded to Tampa and had some pretty good success there. But what was that like,
And that was a young pitching staff.
getting
You guys
traded,
had a lot of fun.
From the team that drafted you? I mean, were you cool with it, or were you like bittersweet, or?
I wasn't, for me, it was an opportunity to pitch. You know, I knew I was going from organizational depth to like a borderline start, because they were really, Twins really had like a guideline of numbers you had to hit in innings pitched and so on and so forth. And I was always questioning if I earned enough, kind of put enough credits in the bank to make that rotation the following year. But when I got traded to Tampa called me, hey, this is where you're slotted. Come in with the mentality, this is your spot to lose. So when you told me that, it's, you just put it out there. I'm going to catch that. So, I was really fortunate to get that spot and walk into, again, like you said, young rotation where nobody was going to try to boss you around. Everybody, we're all, 1-2 year guys. Our veteran on our starting staff was Edwin Jackson. He had 2+ years, him and Casimir. So it was really like a great spot to grow up in, especially the atmosphere Madden built. It was, perfect.
How was that like playing with him?
At first, it was like, hey, this guy's nuts. He's like, dude, he's a little out there, but it works, man. And he jumped onto, he figured out early, it's the chemistry, it's the bonding of the players and the atmosphere in the clubhouse. If it's always tense, no one's going to be able to unwind and relax in there. And he had some pretty dope things. This is before we used to have like our punishments instead of cash fines. With everybody waived those off, whatever. You just wrote it to charity. It was like a bottle of wine. He'd sample it at team dinners or whatever. And that was really dope. Kind of got guys in a little culture, and he'd mix up music, and the guys understand like classical music helps creative thinking. And like I'm saying, he would do outside of baseball stuff and put it into baseball usage, and it was awesome. It helped me really expand like outside of just baseball, because from high school it's baseball. It's like, okay, now there's other things you can do and still enjoy and not give up the full time for baseball.
And you're pretty, at this point, I mean, you've spent some time in the bigs, and what is it going into a start? What is it after a start? What is it in between starts? Like, because you were saying earlier, like if you don't love this, and that's an easy thing to say,
because out there kids are like, oh, he's just sitting for 4 days and then he pitches on the 5th day.
That'd be so fun.
Some people say that.
Some guys can do it, man. Some guys can do it. I know some guys can do it. Some guys are actually, they're that nasty where they know they can do it. Like, and I know he works his butt off. Like Felix Hernandez in his youth, it wouldn't surprise me if he went and started and saying, I'm just going to take, and then goes lights out. In the early, late 2000s and the early teens. Yeah. That guy was filthy. Yeah. It's 8, 9 every time out. You're like, it's like that guy wakes up with that splitter, So, but other guys like myself, it was, you fell in the routine, workout, physical, mental routine. Day one after a start was just cardio of the body, get all the lactic stuff out.
And you liked swimming. Yeah,
swimming, running. Swimming was awesome. It kept you looser than running, less wear and tear on the body. But and then a mental decompress day is that day one where you just watch your last night's film and slowly break it down to see what you got to work on tomorrow's bullpen, and kind of just get those last hitters out of your head and flush them, and those frustrations like, oh crap, how did I miss that pitch, or this and that. But day two, your bullpen day is another workout day. You go get ready, like a pre-start, throw your bullpen, and now you're getting ready for hitters. You ask for scouting reports to start going over the next start. and you read their material. And for me, a lot of guys would just go off their material, and for me, I went, I learned early from conversations with Greg Zahn and, running into Doc Holiday here and there. And it was always multiple plans. So I'd break down videos, break down swings, find holes. And, I would have I had an iPad before the iPad came out. It was like a little Arcos TV screen where you plug it and play and just pause. Okay. No slow motion yet, but it was what I can travel with. And 2-3 hours a night, breaking down my next hitters and writing full, scouting reports, half pages long. And, longer my career went, the shorter those scouting reports got. So, but it was real helpful for me, and especially in those early years where I was facing Red Sox, Blue Jays, Yankees, Orioles, where they were just bashing.
Legit. Still one of the
Vernon
best
Wells, Troy Glass, those dudes from the Blue Jays and Yankees, and the Reds, Ramirez and Ortiz from, so being 24, 25, and all is, throw a heater and mix a wrinkle, is really had to learn how to break it down there, or you were going to pay. So, but yeah, it was real helpful there, and helped me, as soon as my body started breaking down, I had to learn how to pitch differently. That is when it really kicked in more. Really came and thought like, oh, okay, I can actually use this here. I have this pitch, and go from there.
I was going to ask, what's that bullpen between like? Do you go as game-like as possible with it? Is it an intense bullpen, or are you?
It varies from player to player. Like, for me, I always liked, going 100% aggressive, and they'd say, save your bullets. And my comment was, who knows when they're going to run out? So I just kept going hard. And as long as my career went, I'd ease up on it, and I'd still go hard when I need to work on something. But if I was just touching up a fill, I'd go about 80%, 85%, but still with some intensity, not like, just bodying through it, providing some intensity, and really not trying to fall out of my mechanics, trying to,
it wasn't a bullpen, just a bullpen to fill the time. It was definitely work.
Yeah, because they would tell you you'd rather be inside, because some of these bullpens, it's 26 degrees. Some of these bullpens, it's 114 degrees. So those bullpens are like, let's go.
Yeah. What I liked, we talked about a while ago, was what you learned from Doc Holliday is having your sequences. Mm-hmm. So like per the batting order, you'd have almost 3 sequences per hitter. So if you saw him 3 times, you had 3 different sequences you'd pitch to him. And that's something that I was like, holy crap, that's awesome. But that's also why guys in your era, and even you are going long into games and getting through that lineup the 3rd time, which doesn't happen very often now. And I feel like that was, and like what you told me, I was like, oh man, you got 3 different things, but then you told me, you're like, yeah, but if one worked really good, I don't have to go to 3. I can save 3 for the next time. So can you just kind of go into that a little bit into detail?
Yeah, when I would do my scouting reports, I would always have plan A, plan B, plan C, mainly for what pitches were going to work or what pitches were working. Because when you go out there, you can say, oh, my pitch, you don't have all your pitches every day. You have A, B, C, D game, and then the F game where it's, why the F am I out here? Those come, they do come, I'll tell you that. But you can plan it all you want, but they come. But yeah, I was prepared that way because that's what Doc did. So my goal was to try to go as deep as him every time. I would watch his starts and I try to go as deep. And it was always having 1, 2. If they worked, well, great. But what if he figures 1 out? Now you just have 1. So in that 8th, 9th inning, you'll have that 3rd set to go back to. So it was always that emergency, that 3rd time through the lineup, 4th time through the lineup, pitch sequence. And then you knew that with a combination of those pitches and those 3 setups you had, you can mix and go from there. So it was really intense picking his brain, and man, and you could think, because why? Why do I need to show this pitch or waste this pitch? Or, a lot of guys, we have a lot of toys. They're not tools, they're toys, and we fall behind and we think we can use all these toys, but if we don't get effective and get efficient early, then these toys are useless. We got to give them what they want. So it was for me as a fireballer coming and just trying to throw heat, that was a huge lesson I learned quick. And I was thankful for other guys like that to, let me pick their brain and tell me about that. So it was, planning ahead and being prepared. And like I said, some days where you can think you have the best plan and they're going to hit the crap out of everything. I've had an outing where I think I only got one out. It was one of those you try to forget. Come out there, pitching coach comes out there and tells you, hey, you got a knuckleball? And you're like, I tried. It's and on that day the ball didn't even leave the infield. It was one of those strange days, but it happens. And you like you said, you can't worry about the results. You have to keep going with the process and just know those days they're apparitions. You just keep going, and it all evens out at the end.
I mean, it's the big leagues. You got the best of the best, so hitters feel good, and sometimes your best stuff won't get him out.
Yep.
No matter what. It could be something he does. His red zone is 99%. He won't hit this, but that day,
Whoops.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that. That's what's interesting about these hot or not spots is they can say, oh, he's hot there, but he only hits that hanger, So if you go there with something else, it's who says he's going to hit that. So, but yeah, same thing. Pitchers saying, oh, that's a cold spot. He's hitting 143 there. Well, those 143, they don't tell you that the hits are homers. So I'm not going to play that chance, I'll go that 99 red spot where they're all singles, roll over singles.
That's I remember you telling me about that too. That's another way because a lot of these hitters or, pitchers look at these hot and cold zones, and that's so true. That he hits 143, but he might be 2 for 20, but those two.
Yeah. Is he driving the ball the other way, or is he just getting around it and getting those?
It's not telling you that what they could be hard outs too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
where that's why you go watch your film, and that's what I was going to get into. So go through 162 games. By the time you get to your 20th or so start. They say pitchers throw every 5 days. What's that like when you're into August, getting into September?
It wears on you, but if it's like, luckily you play your division quite a bit, so you wouldn't have to do so much work there. You just go clean up what you did, and that's what your day one is for. You take your notes and you break, this didn't work, this worked, this didn't work. And it's like double checking your work. So when you come back to them again, you can't just say, oh, I did my work, because like I said, hitters change, and hitters change a lot. They can be off for, they can have a cold streak of, over 10 and they're changing something or re-rhythmic something. So that's a pitcher's job, is to get them off rhythm best we can. And if you don't change what you did last time, they're going to do the same thing you're doing, watch film, and, now I'm up there going, well, 1 and 2 aren't working. Why is that? It's because they did their work as well. So it's always, like a game of chess. It's who's going to plan and who's going to prepare better, and then whose day it is actually. And like I said, you can feel great. I can feel great. Whose stars are lined up on who? That's it.
Who's going to execute that day?
Do you have any? You're over 10 years in the big leagues. Do you have any wow moments of just meeting maybe somebody you grew up, or getting ball signed, or with just some good stories of?
Yeah, I met Ken Griffey Jr. My wow moment. Yeah, I met him. I got invited to go hang out with some of the older guys. Shannon Stewart was with the Twins, and we ran into Ken Griffey ran into him, and I yelled, "You're Ken Griffey Jr." And I was like, I had your shoes, man.
Yeah.
And Shannon Stewart hits me like, bro, what are you doing? I'm like,
you're embarrassing me.
My bad, dude. Like, oh man. And, I've already played some. I got to watch Pudge Rodriguez, Maglo Ordonez, Carlos Beltran, and all these dudes. Detroit's Murder Row. With Miguel Cabrera, 2-3 nights, in a row. I'm like, you can't Griffey Jr. But that was my wow moment. And then when I faced him against the Reds in spring training, I broke his bat. And I got the out, and I picked up the bat, and I was walking towards our dugout. And he goes, bro, you seriously going to keep that? I said, come on, man. He goes, get out of here.
Oh, you didn't get to keep it?
No. But hey, Griffey's a great dude, man. He's awesome. He he'll so we were in Seattle. I was pitching for the Rays, and it happened the previous spring training. He got sent back there or something, or he was at home resting or something like that. But he went to the window because he was having dinner with his wife. He went to the window as we were walking by because we were looking for a restaurant. Banged on, we were like, and it was him, like, great, elegant restaurant, middle of dinner with his wife. He just, hey. And, you know, the guys, I was like, no. He's texting me, come inside. No. And he sees his wife over there. So it was like, nah, I'll see you tomorrow at the HIT.OR.DIE. He loves the game. He was like, you know, like every kid wanted to emulate like growing up, and that's exactly who he is. It's awesome to meet guys that doesn't change when you meet them. Your perception doesn't change. It's like this still is like the biggest kid.
He's the kid.
Yeah, it's awesome.
What was the that postseason run like with Tampa and being a MVP and getting to the World Series? And
That was nuts.
like, what was that atmosphere like?
Oh, that was nuts. That was
and to be the MVP, to be the ace.
that was tiring.
Oh yeah, I mean, you were a workhorse that series.
That was nuts. But yeah, that was emotionally tiring. At the end of that series, I can say it myself, I was gassed. I was mentally gassed because, you know, we were like, yeah, and then kick in the gut in Game 5 and Game 6. And like, oh man, okay, yeah, let's go. You know? For me, I was really confident the night before my start, and I even called my agent and said, dude, we're going to World Series, man. We're going. And he's like, no, don't say that. I'm like, nah, man, we're going. I just feel it. And then I give up that first inning homer, and I just sit there and go, damn, we might not be going. But nah, it was a blast, man. It was, you know, like I said, it was a bunch of young kids who like I said, Joe, just that chemistry, and that chemistry is what, you know, young guys. And we had a great group of vets in Percival and Cliff Floyd, Glover, Dan Wheeler. You know, we had just, you know, rag team guys. You know, this is a team that was a year before like the stomping mat. Yeah, and we didn't really add anybody. Traded away Dalman, got me and Bartlett, and then signed Percy and Cliff Floyd, and that was the only roster turnover. You know, it wasn't like, that was it. And everybody was like, Cliff Floyd and Percival were at the back end of their careers, and Cliff Floyd came out and hammered, I think, 20 homers that year, and they had a huge effect on controlling us. And they flat out told us, you know, we're not babysitters. You guys are men. We're going to treat you like men. You want to act up? Just leave. Don't even come in here. We're trying to do something, handle our business, and go get a ring. And this was in, you know, April, like right before we broke camp. And, you know, we were already in a brawl with the Yankees in spring training, so we knew that's how it was going to be all year. That we were going to get picked on. And I think right there it was like we kind of felt like, okay, you know, we got this, and we came out April swinging, and we just had a bunch of, you know, characters to keep everything light and keep the chemistry moving. And it was, you know, like I said, it was a memorable ride, man. Too bad it ended short, but, you know, still one heck of a ride.
Yeah, you got there, man.
Yeah, it was dope.
And then what was it after that?
Chicago,
right?
With Chicago, so you working out back home. When I was still playing, we all kind of worked out together, and Sean Halton was one of them. And you guys would always kind of talk a little bit about facing each other in the big leagues, and it so happened to
Happened.
And you know, go through that moment where he's coming to the plate.
I'm laughing because he was a late call up that series, and I already did my homework. Day 4 for me was more of a visual day. Already forcing their lineup coming in, especially if you're playing in the middle of the series or the last game of the series. So it was a middle night, and, you know, visualizing, I get this late add in. I'm like, Halton, what? I was like, oh, this dude has no chance. But I always told him I'll give him a heater. I gave him a sinker down in, and he topped it, got by a third baseman. So that was his first big league hit. But I told him twice to do it. I would do a slider. It was lights out, dude. Lights out.
You should have tried to get that ball back.
He got it. But it was dope. You know, we worked out together 2-3 years right when he came back from St. Louis and Clark, and he, you know, it was awesome seeing him there. You know, I mean, we grind together 5 a.m. mornings and got after it, dude. And he worked his butt off for what, 20 plus rounder, and got to the show. It was in for the brief time, but he, you know, it's dope.
Yeah,
to
man.
get there.
Yeah, Chad always says you talk about those workouts, and it's a big deal, man. And even with Marcus, you know, talking to Marcus about it and him getting there, like, how cool is that to see guys?
Oh, it's dope. You know, it's,
that you
I
worked
think
with.
it's super dope. You know, that's kind of what we set out to do, is just lay a foundation and come and grind with us, and we'll show you the path. We'll show you what it takes, and show you what it, you know, really takes to be a big leaguer. It can't be just I'm in the gym. Yeah, it's, you really got to push yourself. And it's great to have a group, because everybody's, you know, talking crap, and, you know, you weak, son, you know, keep, you know, pushing everybody to the next stage and next level, and trying to get those gains for everybody. And because we all knew like my success is your success. You know, we're all building it together. So it's good to see everybody, you know, kind of start flourishing. And, you know, some guys, it's just about the grind. You know, like I work out every morning, you know, Wednesdays off, but, you know, that's what I do now. I help, I would train with some young guys. I've always offered my, to train kids, like when Brandon Martinez out of Fowler got drafted, my dad reached out to their family, offered him a lot of opportunities to come train with Drew, DIB, and myself. And then Salazar offered him opportunities to come out, and we talked. But, you know, a lot of these guys don't like 5 a.m. You know, it's not for the weak of, you know, the weak of spirit. You got to be up and get in there, because we get after it. And, you know, I started working with Luis Ortiz out of Sanger, you know, right before he got out of high school, his junior year. And, you know, he really took off. You know, he took off in that Ranger system, got a cup of coffee with the Orioles, and, you know, now he's on that changing regime boats where you're a prospect in someone's eyes and now you're a suspect in another's eyes. So it's you know, constantly having to prove yourself, and keep going from there, man. Just keep passing down the grind and letting guys say, hey, it's easy work to just show up. Now doing it's the hard stuff.
Yeah, you can not like 5 a.m., but other guys are up at 5 a.m. going, so it's...
Well, I mean, you have a big leaguer that wants you to work out with them. Why would you say no to that? I don't care what time it is.
Yeah,
I want to learn whatever you're doing, obviously work to get there, so I would want to do that too. And I remember working out with you guys and just seeing the way you work, and I was just like, dude, he's working harder than all of us. This guy's making
He's already there.
Yeah, and it's like, that's where, you know, the pool was fun, but nobody was beating you in the pool. It was just like, Michael Phelps this guy was Michael Phelps in the pool. It was ridiculous.
The one who scared me was swimming next to Sean. He looked like a big old polar bear. And I mean, he has big old mitts, right? Like his like first baseman glove for hands. He just wow. You hear it in the water. You're like, oh crap! Yeah, you just got.
You're just getting waves in your lane.
How long were you in Chicago for, and how was that playing there?
You know, city of Chicago is beautiful, man. I loved playing there. It was one of my most favorite places to play because I loved the day games. You know, I loved having my family so young. I didn't really get to see a lot of the older kids growing up. So when I was in Chicago and we lived together, it was dope. It was like having a 9 to 5 because I can leave at 7:30, get there and get all my work done. Game would be over about 5:30, and be home for dinner at 6. Get to tuck them in and hang out. You know, do like a normal family does. And to me, that's what baseball was about, like being able to go do what I had to do for work and then have the best of both worlds, you know. But the field product, it was tough. It taught me how to just be a leader and not vocal, but be a guy to show up daily, do my job, and just be a leader for even younger guys. Like it was, I only had 4 years in Chicago, and you know, we traded away everybody else. You know, so I was a veteran. I was the guy with the most time. And it's like, well, let's just keep going, keep swimming, you know, don't change course, just keep doing what I've been doing. You know, your focus is this game, this minute, this pitch, you know, and so on and so forth. So that it really taught me how to stay focused, stay on my purpose line again, and you know, how to learn a lot of people's names in a short amount of time. You know, I went through 60 teammates in 2012 and like 50 plus in 2013.
Jeez.
But you knew what they were doing, and a lot of it was trade, rebuilding. You knew what was happening and what was coming. And when I left, it was sad because I knew it was coming. I knew they had Bryant, I knew they had Baez, I knew they had Rizzo, I knew they had they were looking at Contreras. They had Almora, they had Soler, and Soler now he's smaller than he was when he came over. So, this dude was doing dips with chains on him. At 17, 18 years old, I'm like, who the heck's this monster? I'm telling the old strength coach, Tim Buss. And so you knew what they were building. And you just keep grinding. The prize, it's coming. And for them, I couldn't be more happy for them winning the World Series. But I was like, man, I wish I was there. But we played against, had our shot. But, tip of the cap to Theo and that crew. They did a great job, and seeing that whole thing was definitely like you said, like their working process. It was sucked for me, but for that city and that team, it was awesome.
And then over to Milwaukee, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you had some dudes there too.
Yeah, it was same thing. I got the tail end of their run, but a bunch of great guys. We had a blast my first year there because there was complete opposite. I went from being the vet to being around nothing but vets. Everybody was on the same page, same mission. We all knew let's win and have a good time. Nobody get hurt. Nobody be dumb. Don't cause any commotion inside the clubhouse. Let's keep it tension free, loose, and we did. We ran the tables. In September, we just ran out. Either we just ran out of gas, or people figured us out. But we hit the crap out of the ball, and it's just atom balls, left and right, and it's just one of those things where you just watched it all. And then after that season, it was another complete tear down, and you just see all that turning out. In 2018, when the Brewers made that run, it was awesome. I was in constant contact with a bunch of their guys. Like, that's dope, good stuff. Again, it stung a little to not be there, but again, for that city and the way the organization built it, it was again awesome to see like the process and the end result.
And you were part of the process, though.
Yeah,
so
it was.
That's
not the winning part, but
I know. But you were a piece.
Yeah, it was dope. It was see those guys and see all the guys I played with still doing the things that they didn't know they were supposed to be doing them now, and having their success. It's super cool.
Yeah.
And then also you had a big moment. Was it in Detroit or was it at home?
At Tampa? Yeah, I do that no hitter.
Yeah,
that was one of those C games. Like you went out there. I was 90, 93, and
it was a lot of fastball.
Lowest fastball velocity of the season, and I threw 8 breaking balls, and one of them I walked Brandon Bosch, and good thing I did because Longo hooked the line, and I got a double play out of it. If I didn't, it would have been over. Yeah. So it's crazy how it worked, but tell you what, I didn't have my best stuff. Physically, I didn't feel my best, and just went out there and stayed aggressive and attacked. And like I said, I'm going to go out there and try to beat somebody every day.
It's crazy though, man. History books.
Yeah.
Lots of cool stuff, dude.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Nobody think that's like, oh, he didn't get a perfect game, but like you said, the walk created the no-hitter.
Yeah.
So if you would have struck him out, the no-hitter might have been, if you still hit the ball down the line for probably double.
Three great plays signify you're going to get this. Mine were the Longo backhand, the double play, Carl Crawford knuckleball to the chest that he caught, and then Ben Zobrist losing the ball in the lights and then jumping as high as he could and Snowco catching it in the 8th. And then to close out the 9th, he catches a final catch. So those were my big 3 moments, and I was fortunate and unfortunate to be a part of a lot of no-hitters in my career in Tampa. I got to see Mark Burley's perfect game. I got to see Dallas Braden's perfect game. I got to watch Edwin Jackson's no-hitter. And then I do mine. So, yeah, it was pretty, like I said, it was bittersweet. As a
what
pitcher.
Is that as an opposing pitcher, watching a dude just, how is it inside? Like, man, he's dealing. Are you watching like what he's doing or how he's holding himself? Or are you just like, dude, why can't you guys hit this guy?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, it's It's a little of both, but at the end of the day, it's like, do you, when you go look at the Mona Lisa, do you ever say, well, why'd you do this? You're like, damn, this thing's dope, right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's a work of art, and you just appreciate the masterpiece and glad you're there, and because you wish you were on that mountain. That's why you're like, why are we hitting this guy? But Burley worked. I mean, he worked so fast. You stepped in, hit pitchers across the plate, and he just gripped it and gripped it. And it was awesome. Braden his changeup was just filthy that day, and no matter how hard our guys stay back, their hips would just travel. There goes a bat, soft contact, and big skies in Oakland. And then Eben Jackson, he just got filthy after that fifth. He just turned into a different gear and, made these guys pay. And like I said, there's 3 big plays in all these games, and it was all masterpieces. Watching those guys work, man. It sucked, but it was dope watching those guys work.
Well, you got your own masterpiece. So.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see Maeda lost his last night.
Oh, jeez.
That was rough.
Yeah, we so buddies are still brewers and stuff. So I'm like, hey, everybody come outside. So change it up. So they were eating inside. We changed it to go outside to eat and watch the game. And sure enough, Silgar got the end of the bat. And I'm like, yes. Text my old club. Hey, dude, he got it. Okay, I'm going back inside.
But what do you? What do you make of? I saw you tweeted something about the 3-0.
Yeah,
with
you retweeted
Tatis
the Bauer thing.
and Bauer, and as a pitcher, how do you feel about the
unwritten
rule or whatever?
Well, like somebody else said, you brought it up, Colin McHugh. They give you charts that say this guy swings this percentage on 3-0, so don't give him a cookie. It even says swings 3-0 in words in my scouting reports I used to get that said, don't give this guy a cookie, he will swing 3-0. And I understand bases loaded, but it's
the best hitter in the game right now.
Yeah, and why aren't you guys faulting? Why aren't your manager faulting the pitcher? Why are you going to 3-0 to this guy? Attack the plate. Yeah, you miss, but you keep attacking. You don't give him a cookie.
Yeah, you can spot it up. You can spot up a
strike.
strike.
It says this guy swings 3-0. That's what he does. He's an exciting player. Like, you don't want him to swing, then don't give him something to swing at. You did it for 3 other pitches. Why not the 4th?
Yeah.
If you're really worried about this guy swinging, there should be 0-2, 1-1, should be an attacking count, not, well, I pitched around this guy for 3 pitches, now let me be pissed I finally come in the zone. It is what it is, to each their own. There's unwritten rules that are there for a purpose. There's unwritten rules that, just need to be erased. And there's never been a rule that says you don't swing 3-0. We've seen a lot of rise in offense the last 2 years, and the other day, the Padres were up 6-0. An inning later, it was 6-4. The Giants blew a 7-run lead in 2 innings a couple nights ago. So no lead safe anymore. These guys are hitting the ball out at a faster rate, and pitching just get better. Get better or don't. Go 3-0.
through you had a long career of pitching. So through it, could you tell differences in baseballs what year? Were they getting tighter? Were they getting, because right now, I mean, just being a fan of baseball, the ball just seems juiced.
We talked to P. Rose on that deal, and he was saying when Verlander said he thinks the ball's juiced, guys, I'm going to believe a guy like that. I'm going to believe a guy that with his credentials that thinks the ball's juiced up. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't had a ball, haven't had a new ball. I'm still throwing and playing catch with some of these guys at 17 balls. So, after that they say it's spun tighter or what, but I don't know. The numbers are up. These guys are hitting balls out at outrageous rates, and I never understood launch angle when I was there, and now that I'm starting to dive into the hitting, teaching hitting side and breaking down hitters in the opposite way. It's interesting this launch angle, and it's the numbers are up, but I don't know. I haven't gripped the ball or felt those type of balls. And guys I talk to say they're harder, but it could be players are getting stronger too. We found new ways to lift and gain strength. It's not basic Olympic lifts anymore. It's movement strength. So guys could just be onto new weight regimens, and that's completely explainable as well. So I don't know.
Is there anything else that you see or when you do watch games that frustrates you on how they're managed with analytics or guys getting to the fifth and yanking them? And
Yeah, that's just, I dealt with that when I played, and that's just the way the orgs are going, man. It sucks as a competitor because, there's games in 17 where I was throwing well, and after 75, 80 pitches, I was done, and I'm looking around, what are you doing?
yeah.
And you can get pissed and do whatever you want, but their books say this is what you're going, and all I've done for 10, 11 years will provide you with all those sample sizes.
Well, it's like my hit last night, and you said it was the leadoff. Sogard was the leadoff guy. I don't know what his pitch count was, but Chad was like, I'd just let him finish. It turned into a win, but in 14 innings.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
tax your
and
bullpen
it
now.
wasn't like a rope. It was a inside jam freaking over the infield. Like, okay, great. That happens. It's just
And that's what sucks to the reliever in those situations because they're like, they're not moving. They know you don't. You sit same spot. If you do the same thing every inning, you just sit there. Now if you're on the other side, you're doing everything, changing it up. But if you're throwing the hitter, you're not moving. You're not changing anything up. So these guys have been stiff for 7, 8 innings. Where this dude's got it, and then it's like, oh, we got to get up now. It's like, bro, give him another hitter. Give him.
Yeah.
I know you told me get up, but we're hoping he gets this, so I don't have to go in. My mind's not on getting the next out. It's I hope this guy gets it, especially a young guy. They're like, oh, I'm seeing history, So, it's tough. I watched that game as well, and it was like, man, do you some of those things like, but
because like you said, he might have got a double play the next one, and he, so it's just I feel like in that situation, unless a dude like is on you and they're finally seeing you, or you've given up some hard hit outs,
so
or they're seeing you. But I mean, he punched out 12. Nobody was seeing him. He wasn't giving up hard outs. Yeah. I just feel like.
But that's just again, that's
in Maeda, they throw 300 pitch bullpens back in Japan.
Yeah, they do. So, they throw a lot. He throws a lot. They have old videos of him and Darvish. They used to throw a lot of Dice K. There's a video out there of him throwing like 300 some pitches in 2-3 days in a high school tournament, and it's but yeah, they're a different breed, man. They can just throw, and their stuff's good mechanically. They're sound, everything. They're a real deal, man. They got that whole fundamental side broken down. It's pretty dope. But yeah, it's with those analytics, man. They just you play the higher probability, I guess. Don't take the higher chance, the higher risk. It's to me, it's paper. Just dealing, but that's the way this game's going. Everybody wants to be having a reason to explain a move instead of I just felt like it, like Ozzie Guillen used to, because that's what I felt like doing. You weren't there, you're not going to do it, so I just what I felt like doing, and there's still the managers who do that, but a lot of it's, and I think their jobs are harder now because I'll get a scouting report, they get every report, they have to break it down, and I'm glad they have to have the relievers go 3 hitters because imagine these guys having to go hitter by hitter by hitter by hitter. And I know Madden used to use 7 guys a night. So, that's it helps these guys, prep too, these relievers. Like now they're not getting up 7 times a game because that one hitter's coming up. Yeah. So, they're making some changes. I don't think I like this second base rule.
The extra innings thing?
Yeah. But again, we're trying to make the best of what we got and just be thankful that we have sports on right now.
Yeah,
that's true too.
I was looking at your batting stats, and how do you feel about the DH?
Man, dude, it was so fun hitting, so fun. It's one of those challenges where I'm trying to be the best I can, but I'm still terrible. You look up there, and you're like, and BP like, how's this look? Yeah, it looks good. And you hear like, everything goes, goes, and I'm like, man, I just worked on that. And then when hitters would say, man, that guy's on a beach ball, then disappears. Oh yeah, I see it there. Where'd he go? You're like, where'd he go? Yeah, but it was fun, man. There's some guys who can really bash, and for those guys that stinks. But other guys, we didn't have a right to be hitting. Unless you need me to sack bunt, I was in. But for me, it was, get the guy over. I'm trying to hit the ball over the wall. I'm going to try to hit the ball over the wall. Hey, all you have to do is pop up to, I'm trying to hit the ball over the wall. When I get that one, then I'll work on everything else. But now you knew when, you would do that, but when the game counted, You do your job, push the button, get, make it extend your outing in the National League. So you're like, okay, I got 7th. Yes. Dang it. We're down. We got this guy in 3rd, 1 out. I'm not hitting. Okay, great job, guys. Yeah.
See, and now you'd probably still be in with the DH.
Yeah, now you get more innings, but you still want to hit.
You would think, but these guys aren't getting more innings.
But it's they got all these numbers, man. Prevent injury. Your arm drops an inch below, your elbow drops an inch below your shoulder from pitch 77 to 78. Then good. Stuff plummets or it's broken down to a T, and it's interesting, and we've always said this when we were coming up. When I first came in, was they're keeping all these stats to use them against you to, limit your usage. And it's kind of is firing. All these numbers they kept, these pitch counts. Now you built up this bulk quantity. Say, well, now we have at 78, you can see velocity change or this lower success rate. So only 2 times through the lineup, this and that. Even if guys are cruising, and I play with the guy, on Davies. I saw him throw the other night, and the announcers were talking about he hasn't gone past 75 in all his starts, and they're doubting this kid. He's nasty. I've had the pleasure of working with him, and he came up as a quiet rookie, just doing doing what he's supposed to do, and he can pitch. They doubt him that because his body, his frame, or this draws, but this guy's a grinder. Like a kid this frame, a kid this size doesn't make it to the big leagues because he's got this thought and I'm going to break down. This guy's a grinder. He's fought for everything, Let him go out there and prove to you that he stinks.
Yeah, he's not flashy. He just gets it done.
Yeah, but he's got now 5 years in. Yeah. He's deserved the right to go and prove you wrong.
Yeah, he was good in Milwaukee.
Why not now? Not now. The Padres are, but why not? Just give him a chance. Go out there. You guys are up by 6. Let him keep going. Let him keep eating it up. Yeah. And if he proves you wrong, then you're right. But if he proves you wrong, now you save the bullpen for 2-3 more innings.
Yeah,
a couple more innings. On this he's just like a Hendricks. He's just these change of spot guys and control. And that's all pitching is, just painting the corners and keeping them off balance. And that's what they do well. Now the power guys I can understand, but guys who are spotting, where's the real stress? He throws like 60% changeups like Hendricks, So that's what's dope.
See what he's made of. They don't do that anymore. They take that away from you. Yeah,
but again, like I said, they play the higher probability. They're playing for wins and not, your career. They're playing to win, a title, and that's what gets you there, the wins. And postseason, that's where nuts and bolts come out and say, hey, how are we going to win today? So that's when it's fun.
Before we finish up, though, did you play multiple sports in high school?
I did.
Basketball, soccer?
Baseball, football, and basketball. Yeah.
What would you tell kids today? And I don't know how much travel ball you're around or see, but do you have any suggestions on how long? Take a break. That's kind of just your thoughts on it, and that's it.
Take a break. I know parents say, oh, my kid loves it. Yeah, but he can love working on it too. Competition and dry run or workouts, different stressors, different, your body reaches different levels of intensity. And if they're playing all the time, their bodies don't have a chance to rest and recuperate. During workouts, that's what you're doing. You're recovering it, strength training and building it stronger. Have them play other sports. The guys who are the most impressive, the guys who you watch, the guys, that are becoming the young stars, they're the guys who are the most athletic, the guys who are playing basketball, playing football, playing soccer, doing other things besides being one-dimensional. And, because you never know. You may think you're the greatest baseball player, but your true gift may be, on a lacrosse team or a cross-country runner or something like that. So just keep expanding your horizons because there's multiple avenues. You don't want to just shut yourself off to, all these opportunities out there. And, lacrosse players, baseball players make great lacrosse players. You're catching and throwing, go, mix it up. It's just something to get the pressure off your elbow and shoulder from throwing, the wear and tear, being on your feet, for 7 innings in hot summer days, running I don't know what travel teams run, like 15 games a day,
Feels like it. It's ridiculous.
I helped my brother coach some high school ball, and these kids were running full games on the weekends after throwing full games during the week.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I'll be fine. And You know, you see them by their senior years and their arms are falling off. They're not fine. They're just digressing. There's no progression. They're just, everybody's just breaking down. And come high school season, they're all sore or hurt and you can't even work with them. And then it becomes another issue, a playing time issue. And it's just relax. You don't need to play winter ball that bad. You know, big leaguers, not all of them play winter ball. The young kids do because they're trying to get more at bats against higher quality people, and teams send them there.
Right.
You know, the veterans, they go home and rest. You know, then they start their off-season training. You know, if you want to keep getting better at baseball, train. Games are important as well, but there comes a limit where they become a negative workout, where if your swing's off, why are you going to keep going to live action if you don't fix inside the cage? Or if you're weak and certain, why aren't you in the gym working out? Because I'm tired or I'm playing the game. You know, take the winter months to get strong, to, you know, rest that body so come that December, January, you can start prepping for your spring and summer run, and then pick up another sport. You know, it's keep playing, stay busy, but give your body a rest and mix sports to sports. And, you know, my son, he didn't fall in love with baseball like I did, but cross country, soccer, track, you know, it's always something going on. You know, it's not stay home and, you know, or let's go play baseball, let's go do baseball. No, it's soccer, it's whatever. It's keep them busy. You know, that way, one, they don't get burnt out. Two, it's, you know, it like keeps their body fresh and live. You know, it's interesting to see these guys are drafting now, and they have backstories, or this guy's, you know, the top starting point guard on his team, or, you know, the striker for his team, right, or this and that. It's, you know, that's why they're taking, because these guys are athletic and they know their body doesn't have that wear and tear on them like a lot of, you know, other players do.
I also think that, you know, playing year round, yeah, when you're a kid, it's fun, but when you really are going to have to do it and play multiple, you know, more games and stuff, you're going to be burnt out by that time. That's why I think when you're younger, have fun and be a kid and do more things. Wait till you get to not even high school, like maybe junior or senior high school, maybe to start and getting to places where you can get seen though. Mm-hmm. You know, you're not, who's going to get you at 10? You know, it's just, that's where I come.
It's just what coaches say, you know.
I know. And everybody just wants
I'm going to get
smoke.
You this. I'm going to get you this.
Well, you're paying me $1,000. I'll tell you.
I'm going to get you this. I'm going to get you this. Like, come on, man. You can't get me anything. Everybody says that, dude. It's just funny. And, you know, it stinks because, you know, these coaches say that they don't know the damage they're doing to these kids. These kids actually believe them. You know, they used to throw camps here out in Clovis, the Clovis Pro Camp. And that's where, you know, they brought scouts in and had ball players speak, pro guys, and they would say the same thing. You can't be dumb to be a ball player. You got to get your school stuff right. You got to have a plan. And, you know, that they set these things down. It was guys who actually did it. You know, so as a 10-year-old at these things, very influential at the time, you're like, oh, wow, I'm going to do it like that. Yeah. You know, but if you got these 10-year-olds looking at guys who've never done it, but then they're saying, I can do this for you, like, but, you know, now you're going to follow whatever this guy says. These guys are saying it from a place of having experienced it and do it and saying, you have to work this. You have to work on this. Then you can possibly have a chance for this by working this and working this. Not, I'm going to get you this. And it's, you know, but it's different. It's different times. And, you know, I have 6 kids and they, you know, they're in various sports. My daughter's playing beach volleyball now, and she just signed up for a year-round beach volleyball thing. And I'm like, what the heck? So she's jumping to the track too. So I told her, I said, yeah, I know it's sand, but you still got to change it up. So, you know, these kids, again, like I said, coaches say, I can get you this. And these coaches actually say, well, we can give you programs to help you work towards this, help you work towards it. And that's what you want to hear. It's not, I can give you this, because I can't give you anything unless I'm a D1 coach and I have those things to give away, or a pro scout and I make the call. No one can give you anything. It's just a bunch of talk. You know, so, you know, just keep working.
That's a good point.
That's a great point.
Just keep working.
Well, and did you ever feel like being at Washington Union, you couldn't get where you wanted to get?
No.
You didn't feel a need to transfer?
No, only because I didn't like the varsity coach, but that was it, you know. And that's the only reason I told him I was going to transfer, because had the best numbers on my JV team for 2 straight years, and both playoff years I didn't get pulled up. And I'm like, man, F this dude, I'm going to transfer out. And I was about to go to Edison, and then a bunch of my buddies who were seniors like, nah, dude, we're going to go for Valiant football. I'm like, F it, whatever, dude. Okay, whatever. So, football season right around the bend. 7-on-7 was in June. So you're like, screw it, whatever, I'll stay here. But nah, man, it was, we always loved coming up here to, Fresno and the Fresno tournaments and beating everybody or trying to beat everybody. It's not like we came up here, we're going to get our butts kicked.
Right, it was competitive.
Heck no, we were like, man, let's go, let's go do it. Let's, Fresno High was awesome. Edison was awesome. We always tried to get into the Clovis tournament. But we always just, stayed in the, not North Sequoia, North Yosemite League.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And played, those schools there. But man, you always wanted to come up here. No reason to stay, in D3, D40. Go play the top schools. If you get your butt kicked, it's what you need to get better at. Well, if you kick their butt, and when you see those dudes on travel team, man, you guys suck,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You let our little old town beat you, man. That was the dopest thing. It was, playing travel ball in the summer and was having all these buddies on different schools, different towns, and that was so fun. Like Roth was, out here bowling, and we would just summer ball stuff, talk crap to everybody, and because you play with them or see them during the summer, or you play against them during the season, and they're on your team. So it was awesome. It was like, so right when you start, you already had that chemistry. Right. So coming up here from Washington and trying to beat people was always the best. Because they always, you're from Washington, yeah. We'll put it to you then. Let's go. So it's just like with Fresno High. They had the same thing on their shoulder, because I knew Opie LeBrec real well. I knew right-hander Adam Moreno real well. And they had the same mentality. Like, they'll go to D1 and go try to beat Clovis High and these guys. Let's go. And, those two on that pitching staff were nasty. Mm-hmm.
And he still finds a way to compete over there.
Oh, yeah.
Every year.
Mm-hmm. And it's those type of kids. They just fighters,
It's true. Yeah.
And that's what's dope is, and no matter where you're from, you create your possibilities. You don't let those possibilities, because I'm here. Well, create it. There's always opportunities, man. I was up in the high school gym at 4:30 in the morning with our strength coach on my freshman year, because I knew this was the only way I could play. Was I had to put weight on, I had to get strong. So there's an opportunity. You create the possibilities. Don't just say, I'm a D5. Well, be the best D5 player that you go kick the crap out of these D1 players. It's all in the mindset, and and now it's a lot of what's said around the kid to create that mindset. And this is just this school. He'll be all right at this school. Tommy will be this is more his speed. Well, how you knowing what Tommy's speed is? Let Tommy set his own speed. Let him go get his face punched in. Come home, mom. Well, go back at it tomorrow. Go get him tomorrow. Next thing you know, Tommy's playing at this speed, maybe even a faster speed. So I think it's and I've done it too. As a parent, like I said, it's trying to set our kids up for success and missing the whole point of what sports is about. And that's learning to fail and move on and adapt. You can't just take fail like it's over. It's a lesson. And they say it all the time. Jordan has quotes everywhere. Failure's not the end. It's the reason to keep going. It's the reason to get better. It tells you what you need to get better. If we always won, what fun would that be? You play your favorite video game and you win all the time. Let me find something new.
Stop playing that game.
Yeah. So it's failure. You got to welcome it, and you got to admit to yourself, especially in baseball, I'm gonna suck. A pitcher, you can't let a guy hit the ball 3 times out of 10, or you're terrible. But a hitter, you can hit the ball 3 times out of 10. You're Hall of Fame status. So it's that bag of tricks. But that's what makes it so fun is going out there and trying to figure out how to make him do it twice, or how to make sure he only does it once. And the hitter, I'm gonna try to get 4 or 5. So that's where the fun comes in. But again, that only comes with losing, failing, getting your face kicked in. When you think you're the best, and you go out there and get your face kicked in, that's when it really comes at you. If you're not ready for that going into college or pro ball, it's going to be a short ride. It's going to be over really quick because it happens a lot.
Yeah, especially with baseball, because you're not just competing with American players.
Oh no, and those guys, you think you're hungry? Those guys are hungry.
It's all they've ever known.
You go hit not baseballs, they use mango pits to hit. That's their BP. Mango pits, bottle caps, sunflower seeds. That's why they can hit. They don't hit baseballs. They hit everything else. But these guys, they're machines. They love the game. They're super dope people. And like I said, in baseball, you meet the same type of vibe you are, a ball player. Everybody's there to win. Everybody's there to get to the next level. You have your guys there who are glitz and glamour, but, they weed themselves out. And by the time you get to the top, everybody's there to, hey, let's go win this thing, So it's pretty cool. And advice is just stick to the process, man. Let the results come and be an athlete. Go play everything. Have fun, like you said. Enjoy it. You're only a kid for a short time.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you doing this, bro. I know we've been trying to set up for a while, but again, thank you for doing this. I hope there's plenty of good stuff in there to get something out of it. So,
no doubt.
Chad, anything, man?
No, thanks again for doing it, and I hope you enjoyed being on the show. And
I was dope, dude. Had a blast.
And hopefully the right people. I know we need this to get out to the right people, and that's the parents and kids of those players that want to get to the next level. So
I hope like I said, for them, just keep working. Don't spend all your time on the field. Get in the gym. Get in the books. Get your head right. You can't be a dumb ball player.
Or watch.
Yeah,
there's not enough
it's
kids
on
watching.
all day. Yeah, everybody's what's TikTok?
Yeah,
TikTok. MLB should just put highlights on there. Kids will watch it on there, but again, like they don't watch it much. You work with a guy. I'm working with a 17-year-old right now, and I asked him, I say, hey, who's your favorite player? How do you say you like baseball, but you don't watch any baseball? I can tell you at bats. I can tell you whole pitch, sequences from last night. This game. Like, dude, just turn it on and listen to it. Watch it at bat. Watch something, learn. And it's a lost art, but our age has to be the ones that bring it back. Say, sit with our kids and watch baseball and just have it on, and just this whole time this whole shutdown, lockdown thing for me was more of slowing everything down for us and kind of get back to what we came up on and being fast and on the phones, and I was guilty of it too, just letting the day fly by and not taking advantage of what we had, and having just watching baseball and slowing it down and enjoying being at home for a minute was I thought kind of what I needed. I don't know about anybody else. This whole thing scares crap, and we take every precaution, but again, we try to make the best of this thing, and it was to slow down and take a step back and enjoy being family again, not practice, gym. A schedule. We live by what would we feel like doing today. I think that was kind of dope, but again, we just gotta get these kids to slow down like we had to and enjoy simple things like watching a baseball game. It doesn't have to be on your phone. There's this big TV we have in front of our house, in front of our couch, that we sit together and enjoy it. Usually play movies on it. So yeah, it was the hardest thing too, is putting the phones down, getting back to life. It was dope.
Yeah, it was.
Well, again, we appreciate you doing this, and we thank everybody for listening and commenting and sharing, and keep doing it. We'll keep putting out some more shows, and there's still some good guests to come. So that's episode 70, Hit or Die Podcast.
Hit or Die.
Nice. Thanks for having me, guys.